love Disney boat rides. Sailing on the water can add an element of relaxation or even adventure to a ride. Walt Disney and his Imagineers loved boat rides because they enabled them to move people through a ride quickly. With so many iconic boat rides in Walt Disney World, how are you supposed to know which ones are worth prioritizing on your next Disney World vacation?
Finally, boats. Exactly what we should have been talking about this whole time.
Hey everybody, it's Chris for AllEars TV and AllEars.net. Today we're talking about the 4 best boat rides in Walt Disney World as decided by you. We pulled this list straight from AllEars.net to help you decide which boat rides you have to experience with your family on your next trip to Walt Disney World. Your pick for the 4th best boat ride in Disney World with a rating of 7.70 is Living with the Land in Epcot's Land Pavilion. This is a gentle, nearly 15-minute boat ride through unique indoor greenhouses, which shows Disney's innovative agricultural growing methods and fish farming. Guests travel through tropical, desert, and prairie biomes, then glide into the land's experimental growing areas that include the aquacell, where catfish, tilapia, sunshine bass, and American eel are farmed. The production greenhouse, where produce is grown for use in the land's Garden Grill restaurant and other Epcot restaurants, and the creative house that shows imaginative ways to grow crops without soil.
Heartbreak Chris said, "This is my favorite ride at Walt Disney World. Disney boat rides are always a wonderful way to escape the heat, but in this one, you can learn at the same time. If you don't care to learn, it's relaxing enough to just feel rested. The agricultural teams do amazing work within the ride and greenhouses, and it's also cool to know that you might get to eat some of the food grown there within the parks."
For real, this was not my favorite ride as a kid, but as an adult, it is pretty high up on my list. If you go around the holidays, make sure to give this ride a ride because you are going to get some really extra magical lights, holiday decor, and it is super festive and fun.
I also like during the festivals when they put little signs out that say what produce is used in the products, like the edible flowers in the Flower and Garden Festival's iconic violet lemonade.
Now, if you ride Living with the Land expecting thrills, you'll find yourself very disappointed. This is an opening day attraction for Epcot that has received a name change and some updates over the years, but still provides what used to be described as edutainment, educational content delivered in an entertaining way. There are no drops, no splashes. Instead, you're taking on a meandering path that's very slow moving and features a voiceover that explains what you're seeing at any given time. But that's what people love about it. A reviewer named Bridget W. said, "I love this ride. It's relaxing and air-conditioned. I love going through the greenhouses. I'm not sure this has changed much since I was a kid, and I'm okay with that." While Dr. Seeker's Dino Puppet added, "I used to not appreciate this attraction, but when my CP roommate, whose role it was to work the Land Pavilion, explained all the details of this attraction as well as the sustainable initiatives Disney is utilizing it for, I fell in love."
Pro tip, in the past, Walt Disney World has offered special walking tours of the agricultural sections of Living with the Land, called the Behind the Seeds Tour. If you're interested in learning more about Disney's agricultural initiatives and sustainable practices, definitely check that tour out once it's being offered again.
I am super pleased that Living with the Land made the top 4 boat rides in Disney World because it is an amazing attraction. It's honestly probably in my top 4 rides period because it is so relaxing, it is so nice. Also, in normal times, you have to take the Behind the Seeds tour. It's $25, it's only an hour. You can take it from the Land Pavilion and you get to eat a cucumber that's been grown, or maybe other things, but I ate a cucumber that was grown on Living with the Land's greenhouses. How cool is that?
The pros. This opening day attraction has been gently updated over the years, but stays true to the original vision for the Epcot theme park, combining education and entertainment. This ride is an excellent way to cool off and relax during a hectic and hot day in Epcot. The lines for this classic stay pretty low throughout the day, and the whole line is indoors, so you'll stay cool and dry even if the wait time does reach the 30-minute mark. The cons? This is not going to provide you with thrills, beyond the thrill of witnessing the wonders of hydroponic farming. This ride is charming and educational, but a thrill ride? It is not. At 14 minutes and 55 seconds, that puts it at the top 3 longest rides in Disney World, along with Spaceship Earth and Kilimanjaro Safari. This is going to be controversial because this ride has so many diehard fans, myself included, but the reality is some people will find this ride to be boring. Not only is it long, but it's a long ride that teaches you things about farming and agriculture, and that's just not going to appeal to everyone. Your pick for the 3rd best boat ride in Disney World with a rating of 7.82 is Jungle Cruise in Magic Kingdom's Adventureland. Travel on the world's most famous and exotic rivers to see mechanical animals and ancient ruins, and hear the same dad jokes told by your skipper that have been told on this ride since before dad jokes were even a thing. On board your canopied boat, patterned after the ones in the movie The African Queen, and with whimsical names like Bomakandi Bertha, Irrawaddy Irma, and Amazon Annie, you'll encounter many surprises along the way. As your skipper pilots you through the dangerous waters of 4 rivers, the Amazon in South America, the Congo in Africa, the Nile in Egypt, and the Mekong River in Cambodia in Southeast Asia, a variety of electronic wildlife is encountered, including a herd of bathing elephants in the elephant pool, some lions enjoying their dinner, and angry hippos who might attack at any moment.
Jungle Cruise, talk about an icon. Opening day attraction in both Walt Disney World and Disneyland. It is so fun, and I laugh every time because the skippers keep coming up with new jokes I didn't know. Also, this was supposed to be an educational attraction, but it was actually the skippers that made it funny because they were getting bored going round and round and round again. And it wasn't until Kilimanjaro Safaris that Walt's dream of having real animals in an educational attraction came true. But it's pretty cool that Walt thought of that a long time ago.
Hibiscus Mom 218 said, "How can you not adore this wonderful adventure? A Disney rite of passage. You haven't lived until you've seen the backside of water."
How do you not like the Jungle Cruise? I mean, if you like puns, which everyone does, that's just a proven fact. And if you like boats, which everyone does, that's just a proven fact. This is just the perfect little melding of both of them. Plus you get to see the backside of water, the 8th wonder of the world.
For the uninitiated, the backside of water refers to one of the skipper's classic jokes.
The moment you've all been waiting for, then you travel 1,000 miles to see the backside of water, also known as O2H.
Speaking of the skippers, you told us that they can really make or break the ride experience for you. Disney Girl 13 explained, "You might have a skipper that tells lots of funny jokes and interacts with the guests many times. Other times, you might have a skipper that doesn't really tell jokes or interact with guests and instead minds its own business and is boring." With Pink Lady 2122 adding, "I have to agree, it depends on the skipper to make the ride enjoyable." Disneyer 09 had a more technical critique of her ride experience, saying, "The reason this review is not 10 out of 10 is because our guide's microphone kept cutting in and out. Of course, the guide made a joke out of it, saying that a billion-dollar company could not purchase quality microphones. Good for him." It's worth noting that this ride is going through a phased refurbishment that, fingers crossed, could conceivably include new sound systems for the boats. Like your reviews said, the skipper's spiel really does make this ride, so it's important to actually hear them.
The Jungle Cruise skippers are some of the most talented people out there. I think that this is a classic for a reason. I've gone on it so many times and I never go on it without laughing. It's just that good.
The pros. This opening day attraction from Disneyland in 1955 is the very definition of a classic Disney ride. The skipper spiels on this ride are funny and truly iconic. Inspiration Falls, the backside of water, the napping zebra. These classic jokes never get old. There's no height requirement for any of the boat rides we're talking about today, and this one is particularly fun and entertaining to all ages, from the littlest ones who will love seeing the robot animals to the adults who will get most of the edgier jokes. The cons? This ride experience relies a lot on actual humans delivering comedy, and some of them are brilliant. But you did mention that some of the skippers you've had could use some new material. Some reviews mentioned that it was difficult to understand your skipper on their microphones and that the audio even cut out intermittently, which is frustrating since a lot of the ride depends on being able to hear the skipper. With the announcement of the Jungle Cruise movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and ongoing changes and refurbishments in the various scenes of the ride, interest in this classic will likely only increase, so plan to spend a little more time in line than normal on this one. Your pick for the second best boat ride in Disney World, with a rating of 8.26, Frozen Ever After in Epcot's Norway Pavilion. Using the leftover ride system from the Norway Pavilion's previous inhabitant, the cult favorite Maelstrom ride, you'll board a wooden ship and sail through the fantastical world of Frozen, seeing Anna, Elsa, Olaf the Snowman, Kristoff, and more along the way. The section of the Maelstrom ride, which inspired awe when it first opened with the Norway Pavilion in 1988, where your boat was sent speeding backwards for a section of the ride, is still intact, but it's now Elsa's magic that's responsible for the impressive feat of Imagineering.
Ash Bake 330 said, very cool animatronics. Lots of things to look at in the queue. Love that they added parts from Frozen Fever. Totally surprised about going backwards. Definitely unexpected.
So Frozen Ever After is actually a must ride for me every time I'm in Epcot because I really like Frozen. I really like seeing all the characters. I love the projection face animatronics. And that road ride just puts a huge smile on my face. I smile like I'm a goofy little 5-year-old kid getting to ride a Magic Kingdom dark ride for the first time. It is just so magical.
I really do like Frozen Ever After. However, I definitely wouldn't rate it higher than the Jungle Cruise. I think the animatronics are very cool, and I'm not talking about the Anna and Elsa Kristoff ones. Those kind of scare me a little bit. I'm talking about the Sven and the Olaf, particularly the Olaf because it's absolutely incredible, and the Imagineer said it was really challenging because they had to get all the components in his tiny little snowman body. But my definite favorite one is the Sven that's like this.
So I'm a little bit shocked to see Frozen Ever After ranked above Jungle Cruise on this list, but I will say for me it's just Maelstrom with Frozen kind of shoehorned in. It is, however, a fun ride. The animatronics are very impressive, and if you have a member of your group that loves Frozen, this is a ride that can't be missed.
Some of our staff are surprised by these results, but I have to tell you that as a father of 2 young girls, this was a perfect ride. It's minimal thrills, but the animatronics are engaging with characters that the kids truly adore, and there's just enough surprise to make things interesting. Of course, their favorite part was the fact that Dad, me, was the one that happened to be sitting in the one seat that got his pants soaked. Yeah, the wet pants jokes went on for a while. A reviewer named Sharon P. said, "My family and I loved it, and we were fans of Maelstrom. We went July 2019. My daughter was 4 and my son was 2, and they love Frozen. Glad we had a Fast Pass for it." Now, that Fast Pass comment echoes what many of you complained about in your reviews, the very long wait times this ride can have. A reviewer named Raleigh told us, while this ride is fun, especially for kids who love Frozen, it's just not worth the wait. I feel like when retheming this ride, it could have been so much more. The first few scenes are great, but then it starts to feel cheap and inauthentic. I would have loved to have enjoyed this as much as others do, but it's just not a must-do for me.
Pro tip. We see the wait times drop for this ride closer to the end of the day. This is one that you're going to want to keep an eye on your My Disney Experience app for, to head over when the wait time drops, because that's something that happens very consistently with this ride.
The pros. It's Frozen. You get to ride the wildly popular movie on this one, and your kids will be obsessed. Imagineers created amazing new animatronics for this ride, which combine the facial projection technology you'll also see at Seven Dwarfs Mine Train with the ultra-fluid body movements. Again, there's no height requirement, so the littlest members of your travel party can enjoy this one, and there are elements that will please both young and old. The cons? Okay, your words, not ours. A reviewer named 15JLH said, "It's just a projector ride with annoying Frozen music." If that's the way you feel about Frozen also, probably best to skip this one, but we've got to say, there's a bit more to it than projections. Some people really love the original Maelstrom ride. For those people, Frozen Ever After never had a chance. You wouldn't think a dark ride about Frozen would get you wet, but there are some drops in this one, slightly less thrilling than the one on Pirates of the Caribbean. But if you're in the right seat at the right time, like me, you could end up getting a little wet, maybe a lot. You'll have wet pants. Let's just move on. And your pick for the best boat ride in Disney World with a rating of 8.97. Pirates of the Caribbean in Magic Kingdom's Adventureland. This classic Disney theme park adventure on water is a slow, dark boat ride with one medium drop that features Captain Jack Sparrow and his nemesis Barbossa from the Pirates of the Caribbean series of films. It's important to note that this ride served as the inspiration for the films, which then inspired the changes to the classic attraction that first debuted back in 1967 in Disneyland. You'll be surrounded by animatronic pirates singing the famous song, Yo Ho, Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life for Me, as you travel back in time to when pirates terrorized the waters. But in the world of the classic Disney boat ride, it's, pirating is fun, right?
Yes. Pirates of the Caribbean, hands down the best boat ride in Walt Disney World, hands down one of the best attractions in Walt Disney World. It is everything a Disney attraction should be. It's original, it's iconic, it's got an original song, it's fun, it's exciting, it's thrilling, but yet the whole family can ride it. I love the upgrades with Captain Jack to keep it fresh and fun. Yes, absolutely agree on this one.
Disney Mama 714 said, my son's favorite ride. This is perfect for you pirate fans. Also, what's up with the smell of the water in here? It smells like childhood. Best smell. The addition of Red the Pirate is wonderful. She rocks.
I mean, how can you have a ranking of Disney boat rides and not have pirates at the top, really? Everything about this ride, from the animatronics to the music, even that scent, it is simply iconic. There's a reason this ride is so popular. It is one that can be enjoyed by all ages.
We are talking true Disney Parks history here, folks, and the love for this iconic boat ride runs deep. A reviewer named Shannon MC told us, love this ride. Even through all the changes, refurbs, and additions over the many years, it aims to please. It has a great theme, it has Jack Sparrow now, it's a boat ride with a small drop, and it smells awesome in here. Every refurb has brought more joy each time, which can't be said about all Disney ride changes. Taylor Ann 06 added, it was the very first ride we rode, and I really enjoyed it. It had a fun drop I wasn't expecting and made this ride really fun. I loved it. The one Jack Sparrow animatronic looks real. It's not really art imitating life, it's more like art imitating robots, and then robots imitating life imitating robots. I don't know. Anyway, it's cool. Now, we did get some reviews that erred on the critical side, like this one from a reviewer named Orange Figment, who said, I know this is not a popular opinion, but I just don't like this ride. If it's hot out and under a 15-minute wait, okay, but even then, I'm riding more to just get into some AC. But then went on to add, everyone should ride this at least once just because it's classic Disney.
Pirates of the Caribbean is a dang good boat ride. Not only are you on boats, but you see boats. You see whole pirate boats, and they are so cool. And also, who doesn't want to be a pirate all the time? If the answer is you, what's up? That's weird. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I love the animatronics. I love the fact that they kind of sprinkled in some details from the movies without overdoing it. I love a lot of things about Pirates of the Caribbean. I love the smell of the water. Maybe that's why I like boats so much.
The pros. If there are little kids in your travel party, or if health conditions prevent you from going on more intense rides, you told us this ride has just enough thrill to be fun, but not so much that it ends up being too intense. The Pirates of the Caribbean film series is based on this ride, and updates have been made over the years to add the character of Captain Jack Sparrow. It's also fun to see scenes and moments from the ride that they found ways to integrate into the films. With the original version opening in Disneyland in 1967 and in Walt Disney World in 1973, this ride is part of the golden age of Walt Disney Imagineering. The cons: with long periods of dim or dark settings, battle scenes with loud gun and cannon fire, and scenes depicting a burning village. The themes and effects may be too intense for some people. A lot of your reviews mention that the lines for this one get long, and for good reason. This is one of those must-ride attractions, so you'll be competing with most other people in the park for a chance to ride. Just like Frozen Ever After, this otherwise subdued boat ride features some drops and some cannon fire that might result in you getting more than a little bit splashed. And that does it for your list of the best boat rides in Disney World. What did you think of this list? Did your favorite Disney World boat ride make it on the list, or did you feel like your fellow viewers missed the boat? Ha! Never mind.
Finally, boats.
Head over to AllEars.net, leave your review for everything Disney Parks related, hotels, restaurants, rides, and more. You have the power to change this list right this very moment by leaving your own review. And who knows, your opinion may be included in a future episode. If you liked this video, please click on that thumbs up. Be sure to stay tuned to AllEars TV and AllEars.net for more Disney news. Follow us on Instagram at AllEars.net. Are you new to this channel? You can check out our other AllEars videos right here, and please subscribe to AllEars.net. You clang that little notification bell so you immediately get notified when we post a new video. This is Chris for AllEars TV. See you next time.